Hey there, Michael Griffiths here, founder of Referral Marketing Guru, and welcome to this week's Get More Referrals Today podcast. Today, I want to share with you a story that in the end has so many different lessons for us as service providers that it's not about transactions, it's not about process, it's not about ticking the box, it's not about simply how do I make more money from my clients time and time and time again. Because in the end, you lose and you lose out in a big way. So what I'm about to share with you here is, I reckon, a great lesson to changing the way that we think. And that's difficult to do. So I'm the first to admit that it's not easy to change the way you have been either made to think, that your past experiences, what the world has told you so far. And sometimes that's just not easy to change when you're focused on how do I grow, how do I make more money, how do I increase my bottom line. And sometimes that mentality actually hurts your bottom line, then helps your bottom line. So let me preference this. I get we're in business to be able to get more clients, make more money, hopefully be able to impact more people, contribute, etc. But a lot of times there are so many little things that you think you're doing right where you are actually shooting yourself in the foot, where actually what you're doing is having the opposite effect to what the end outcome is of what you want to be able to create here. And again, this story I'm about to share with you is a prime example of how doing little things that you think are the right things to do in the time are actually going to cost you $8,000-$10,000 a year ongoing. And that, in the end, when you think about it, could be $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 per client. So in fact, you're not actually doing what the right thing to do is. So let's get into this. There's a business that I know, let's call them just a service-orientated business. And they provide a service to people. Pretty simple. In this particular service, they're very process-driven. So they do a good job of what they do. But that's what you're supposed to do. So people who hang their feather in the cap and go, well, we do a great job of what we're supposed to do. It's not a feather in the cap. That's what you're supposed to do. You can't go, well, because we do that, that's why people should stay, or that's why people should refer us, or that's why people will never leave us, because it's garbage. As soon as a better option comes along that makes that person feel more important, that they're cared for, then they will leave you. It is just human nature and the way we are as human beings. So doing a good job is not the feather in the cap, is not what we should be aiming for and what we should be trying to achieve. That should just be what we do. So that's the first important thing, that if you simply think by doing a good job, clients should stay, clients will refer, clients will not ever leave you, you're wrong. Because they expect you to do a good job as the bare minimum of why they pay you. So the second part becomes, if you try to then get every cent out of a particular person, eventually you create enough cortisol, the negative stress brain chemical, that they go, do you know what? Stuff these people. I'm going somewhere else. And that's when you lose clients. Someone doesn't just wake up one day and go, oh, I've had enough of the good service they're providing. I'm going to go somewhere else. They wake up and they go, you know what? I'm sick of these people not caring. I'm sick of the lack of personal touch. I'm sick of just being a number. I'm sick of just being part of the system. I'm sick of them just ticking the box and expecting that I'll just put up with it. Notice how all of those things, they're not logical things. Because I'm sure as a service provider, your logical brain says, If I do a good job, they should stay. That's logic. Unfortunately, as we talk about all the time, it's not our logical brain that makes those decisions. It's our limbic part of the brain, the feeling part of the brain that controls all human behavior, that controls all decision making, and it doesn't understand logic or words. So when this particular service then sends an invoice for doing something that takes all of 3 minutes and just something that they should have done just because, hey, let's just be a decent person, what do you create? Cortisol, the negative brain chemical. And then when you do something similar, where really you're getting paid 8-9 grand a year to be the service for our organization, sometimes you win some and sometimes you don't. But if you want to measure every little thing you do and expect to get paid $100 here, $50 there, $200 there, think about the negative brain chemical, the negative emotion, the negative feeling that you are creating, which in the end is going to shoot you in the foot as they go get stuffed. I'm going to go find someone else as soon as someone better comes along. So I want to just pause here for a sec, because I'm not saying that you should not charge for what you do. But you need to think about your pricing model from the start. You either charge for every little interaction and every little thing that you do for someone, or you put someone on some sort of retainer. You can't have it both ways. It's one or the other. If you don't put someone on some sort of retainer, then sometimes you win some months and sometimes you don't. And it's as simple as that. So if you believe that you should try to get every little cent, that's fine, but I guarantee you it's costing you tens of thousands, 50, 60, 70, hundreds of thousands, because that's why they will never refer to you. When I think how many times I could refer to this particular type of service, because I get asked nearly every second day, do you know this type? Yeah, I do. Never once have we referred anyone to them. Why? See, it's simple. This has got nothing to do with logic. And this is why your logical brain finds this sort of conversation so difficult, because business should be logical and it should be analytical and it should be rational. But you're dealing with humans, and humans are none of those things. Humans are emotional beings. And 1 second they can be this, and the next second they can be that, and the next minute and the next week. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And whatever their feeling is at that particular time, they're right. I say that to people all the time. If that's how you feel right now, it's exactly how you feel. Can't change that. We can look at how do we change the feeling in another second or two, how we make it better. But if that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. And you have to have told yourself whatever story to feel like that. That's how we are as humans. So I want you to be thinking about this. What things do you do by being transactional and process driven and thinking by just simply doing, I'm doing a good job that will do? What are you actually doing where you're shooting yourself in the foot? And it's only a matter of time before A, they leave, or B, they never promote you, share you, open doors for you, do anything to actually help your business grow. And I can guarantee there is so many. I could count them more on my two hands, the things that you're doing right now to shoot yourself in the foot. Now, you might not believe that. You just don't know what you don't know, and you don't see what people from the outside can see. I can guarantee I could easily name 10 in any business that wants to take that challenge on. So why then is by charging for things actually costing you more money? Because if you think, and I'll take this as the example, that doing something that would have taken you 5 minutes, let's even just go 10 minutes, is worth $100 to you, what you've just created in that person is to ensure that they never refer a client who's worth $8,000 to $20,000 to you, every client, ever. So it's $100 worth, and even if you did that 10 times in a year, is $1,000 worth, potentially $200,000, $250,000, $500,000 worth of new clients? In my books, hell no. Suck it up. I'll do that because in the end, I've made that person feel, that's the key word, feel appreciated. Feel like, hey, we're part of the team, that we're together. And unless your clients feel that, they will never do anything to help you. And it's only a matter of time before they leave. Because when someone better comes along that does make them feel like that, you're gone. And this is the part you need to understand. You can provide the best service in the world. It doesn't matter. Because the feeling we get when you provide the best service in the world is not the same. It's expected. It's what you get paid for. So the feeling that someone gets by getting the best service in the world is like, hey, yeah, that's what I would expect. Versus the feeling they get when they're made to feel a particular way because somebody's actually cared about them, because somebody's actually got out of their way to do something for them, because someone's actually taken a bit of time and interest in them. So little side note, if all you did was send a templated happy Christmas email to people, you might as well just have quit. But I guarantee 95% of people listening to this is exactly what they did, thinking that they were doing a good job. No, you weren't. You were ticking a box. And most of the time you were doing it simply to be able to go, this is when our office is closed. Every moment in your business, and it's why we talk about activating extraordinary moments in your business, because every moment in your business could either be extraordinary in the way that it makes people feel, or it could be average. And if I'm being fair, 99% of the time, it's average at best. And that's just simply because it's not something that we consciously think about to go, how could we be more extraordinary? How do we create deliberate feels? It's one of our 9 accelerators within the limbic advantage. How do we create deliberate feels? And unless you actually ask yourself that question, you will never create dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, the 3 positive brain chemicals that every single human being needs every single day. And you will create cortisol, the stress chemical, more often than not. And you only have to create that 3, 4, 5 times in a person, and then they're gone. That's it. Finished. I can guarantee if we were to look back on every client that decided to leave, and I did this recently, I know exactly when, why, and how. I know exactly in the lead up what took place. So therefore, we get to become better at this. We get to learn from it. We get to actually go, this is where we need to improve in how we deliberately make someone feel in these sorts of circumstances. See, referrals isn't about asking. Referrals isn't about doing a great job. Referrals is that somebody has this profound trust bond loyalty with you. It's so much deeper than I just need to build relationships. People who say that, they're not even at the same level that we're thinking at. So what are your takeaways from this? It's hopefully just simply being, hey, I need to be more consciously aware of, am I doing things because our process, because the transaction, because the outcome says that I should? Or am I actually putting myself in the other person's shoes and going, how would this actually make me feel? And creating deliberate feels because of it. Hopefully it's been helpful, because it's not hard to retain clients. It's definitely not hard to have clients open doors, promote you, talk about you. It's not hard to be extraordinary. And again, without sounding harsh, if you think you're extraordinary right now, reach out. I can give you 10 things that you could be more extraordinary at within 10 minutes of looking at your business, because you're extraordinary to the level you know right now. And just like me, there's always new levels of extraordinary. And why do I find them? Because I know that there's always new levels of extraordinary. And therefore, I'm always searching for them. Not in my own industry, sometimes not even in business. But when you understand human behavior, you understand how we are hardwired as human beings, that activating extraordinary moments in your business is the key to increasing your referrals, your client retention, and your word of mouth opportunities. Hopefully it's been super helpful. Welcome to 2022. Can't wait for an amazing year full of Get More Referrals Today podcasts, but just bringing you things that are going to help you grow your business and smash it out of the park for the next 12 months at least. Till next time, take care. And I look forward to speaking to you real soon. See you later.